Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you have an LLC or DBA or sole prop and you trying to get unsecured credit cards, I'm going to share with you some of the best credit cards you should take a look at, because even with bad credit, you should be able to get approved for these credit cards. Okay. Now, in terms of some of these credit cards may be revenue based. However, they will still approve you even with bad credit. Okay. So that being said, let's talk about them. There's a new credit card, and this here new credit card is called Irvina. Earvina. Irvina. Okay. It's a business MasterCard. All right. And it's through the Bank of Missouri. Okay. Now, with this here card, they guarantee when you apply for this card, remember, Bank of Missouri is one of those credit cards that they charge you fees and stuff. They charge you an annual fee. Okay. However, they don't charge you nothing more than an annual fee. And I think the annual fee is maybe, I think it's like $12.50 a month to have the card. However, they start you out, it's an unsecured card. They start you out with $700 guaranteed. Now, here's the other thing about it. This business credit card, again, it does report on the business as well as the personal side. However, it's for business owners. Okay. And if you have bad credit, that's what it's set up for, to help you as a business owner. Okay. That being said, the next credit card that you may want to consider, also adding to that, it is soft pull. So you soft pull to pre-qualify. Okay. That's one of the great things about it. Now, I'm going to share with you some other credit cards when you have bad credit that should be easy for you guys to qualify for. All right. The first one is the Capital One Spark. Okay. Now, I continue to tell you guys to go after this card. The reason is 580 credit score. Now, this is the Capital One Spark Classic. Let me clarify that. And the reason is because you could have had a bad relationship with Capital One on the personal side. However, that will not disqualify you for this business credit card. Now, one of the things you do have to keep in mind, yes, this credit card is going to report both on the business as well as the personal. So if you're okay with that, then this card can help you. Now, with these credit cards, it doesn't matter if you have the wrong NAICS code. And what I mean by that, if you have a high-risk NAICS code. Okay, so if you're in real estate, if you're in multi-level marketing, okay, if you have an ATM machine, a vending machine, okay, those type of high-risk NAICS codes, real estate, then these are cards you still will be approved for. All right, so that's the reason why I'm choosing these cards, because it doesn't matter if you have the wrong NAICS code in order to get these here cards. All right, but they are business credit cards. Now, you also have the NAB Prime. All right, and so with the NAB Prime having an active checking account, they actually give you 2 trade lines. And this is very important, because with those 2 trade lines, one of them is a financial trade line. This is so important that a lot of people don't understand the benefits of it. So they give you a trade line for membership, and which is $49.99. Okay, that's a trade line they'll report. And then they give you the NAB Prime card. Okay, and so with this here NAB Prime card, you have to remember, they're not charging you no credit check, no documents. So this is no documents, no credit check, no deposits. Okay, no personal guarantee. This is a true EIN only credit card for people. You don't have to have bad credit, but if you had bad credit, it would not matter. All right. So that's the reason why this. And again, these here are the type of cards. Again, if you're trying to build up the business and separate your business from the personal, and you have bad credit, these are the cards you want to go after. All right. Then you have Divvy. Okay. So with Divvy, it's all revenue based. Now with Divvy, yes, they will report your transactions to Dun and Bradstreet as well as Small Business Financial Exchange. Now, here's the thing about it with Divvy. They have 3 levels, okay? They have 3 levels. They have where you pay weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, okay? And so what that means, if you agree that you're going to pay it off weekly, they give you a higher limit. Okay, so they'll start you out with maybe 10 to 25,000 if you're paying weekly. And again, it's revenue based. They're looking at the revenue. So, and I'll tell you about that card in a minute as well. Going back to what I'm saying is that weekly, they give you a higher limit. Then bi-weekly, they'll lower the limit. And then if you're paying monthly, you'll get an even lower limit on the card. Okay. However, if you are trying to do just EIN and you have bad credit, this is one of those cards you can get. Now, you also have Capital on Tap. It's an unsecured card as well. All right. Now, the interesting thing about this here, where I mentioned that you can be a DBA, a sole prop, with this here card, you cannot do that. Okay, so you cannot be a sole prop or a DBA. Now, here's something else. If you have an unregistered business, I've been telling you guys, you're leaving money on the table. You're missing out on so many opportunities because even if you have bad credit, these creditors will still approve you. Okay, because they're looking at the revenue in the business. And with some of these here creditors, you do not have to have a whole lot of money. All right. Some of them, they want you to have $5,000, $10,000, but there are companies out there that will work with you with less than $5,000 a month in revenue. Okay. And so those type of companies, you may not be going after a credit card. You may be just going after a loan like through Giggle Finance, right? That gives you up to $10,000. Minimum revenue is $1,500, just showing that you have deposits going on for at least three to 4 deposits a month into your active checking account. Okay. Now, I would tell you, if you don't have a registered business, you really should reach out to us because we can actually help structure you the proper business. Plus, we actually show you what would probably be potentially the best banks you want to go with. But at the same time, these here cards that I'm telling you, you should start your business out because these are the easiest cards to get. Okay, so we break the whole system down for you in order to help you build up the business so that you can get thousands of dollars in funding. All right, so this is just the beginning. All right, now, going back to Capital on Tap, the minimum revenue they want you to have is at least $30,000 annually. Okay, that's $30,000 annually. So that's less than $3,000 a month, right? It's about $2,500 or something like that. But Capital on Tap will approve you. Now, there's one other thing that you need to know about Capital on Tap as well. If they ask you for invoices or 1099-C and you do not provide that, they'll cut the card off. Okay, they'll cut the card off until you actually provide that information. So you have to be very careful what type of numbers you're actually putting on the application because you're going to mess around and screw yourself up. So you don't want to do that. All right. Then there's another card out there, CorePay. So with CorePay, it is one of those revenue-based cards. It's a net 21. Okay, so meaning that it's an unsecured card. They use Experian FICO 8. They will do a hard pull. However, you can dispute that hard pull on your person because your personal credit file should not have business hard pulls on it. All right, you can dispute those. All right, and so we actually got letters to help you do that. So again, in reference to like disputing negative items off of credit and stuff, we finally got up our system and stuff so you can schedule a one-on-one consultation so we can actually write letters in order to help you challenge some of the negative items off the credit as well. Okay, so that's something else. Then you do have this company called Revenue. Now, again, Revenue, they will give you a credit card, and it's based off just the revenue, the future revenues of your business. Okay, and so they usually set a minimum income that you have to have in your business coming into your business, usually about 10,000. All right. Sometimes they may be flexible, maybe 8, 9,000 or whatever. But at the same time, excuse me for saying, but adding to what I was saying is that with the Arena, a business MasterCard, with the Capital One, the NAB Prime, the Divvy, and the Capital One Tap, those are, or as well as Corpay. Those are some solid credit cards for your business that are unsecured that you actually should be able to leverage to be able to get money to invest into the marketing of your business, as well as by revenue, as well as to help expand your business. All right. So I hope this video helped you. If you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.